I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Nottingham Forest, the Tricky Trees against the Black Cats. And if you didn't watch the watch along on Forest Fan TV with Wolfie, you should do over there on Nottingham Fan TV. I also did a big breakdown of the Europa League game of Nottingham Forest over on my Patreon. It's free. You can go over there. So I just watch the first and second half. I'd say it's probably about a 4 out of 10 because I haven't done a full game analysis like that live. I'll be doing it a little bit different. But stay tuned because I'm probably going to do a lot of the Forest European campaign, and I'm going to actually do it properly with notepads and pens and explain everything and how to fix problems in training sessions and all sorts of stuff like I'd actually do for a real football club, not just here on the tubes of YouTubes. But right now we're going to break down Forest. I honestly didn't think Forest were going to get much more than a draw, and it comes from that European game on a Thursday night. It's a tricky, was it Wednesday? It might have been Wednesday night. I can't remember now. It's tricky when you're playing 2 games a week and you've got to get into this routine and especially when you've got a new manager, of how he's getting the balance of his team right. Does he overrun the legs of them during the week compared to what he's got on the weekend? And I don't think he's got the balance right. There's a couple of things going wrong with the Forest sort of starting 11 in my opinion. But opinions are like noses. Everyone's got one and everyone can pick it. But let's just put out some facts. Right, here we go. We've got Nottingham Forest player. Not Forest. Oh my God, shoot me, people. Nottingham Forest player coming in here with the ball. And sometimes simple defending is the defending. Everyone gets caught in this. We've got to play the ball out of the back. We've got to pass. And that all comes at consequences when it's the wrong time. Right here, all you need to do is get the ball wide. Just get it away from your goal area. Doesn't, loses the ball. The amount of turnovers Forest were guilty of in the second half of their Europa League game. And you can see that's continuing here in the first half of this game, where they shouldn't be turning the ball over. And they are very, very simply. And it leads to it. And the ball's just sort of broken here out of that little bumble just because the defenders aren't clearing their lines quick enough, and they're trying to pass it out and trying to be a little bit clever and a little bit smart. Sometimes you've just got to clear your lines. Okay, from here though, you can see what Sunderland's intent are. If you give Sunderland a free kick in this sort of in this area of the field, they're gonna flick it over to the back post. Okay, how do we know this? Watch, we'll show you why. And also, I think Nottingham Forest are quite lucky in this to get away with a penalty not called against them. There's a mass load of shirt pulling going on this on the back post here. And in the Premier League, it's one of those things that everyone pulls their shirts, but you can't afford to. And they do get away with one here, because if this was called on VAR, we'd all still be shouting and screaming about it, going, oh, it's not wrong. It's wrong, but you wouldn't be surprised. You wouldn't be surprised if you had a penalty called against you from shirt pulling, as bad as it is. You can see they're whipping it into an area, bump. And that's where I've got 2 defenders defending here on the back stick against the one, fouling away. He doesn't get clear contact on the ball, but it's an opportunity nonetheless. And you can see from those where that free kick is taken, that's the area they're looking to exploit there on the back post. And we can see he's pulling his shirt, because normally, if you're doing that shirt there, that's where the number should be. I think he's number 2. Might be but it's not. It's over there, so you know his shirt's being pulled. Yeah. Bit lucky there, because if they do look on VAR, the terrible people that they are, these referees, and how poor they are, they're going to call that all day long, and they don't. So I think Forest get away with one right there. So this is the goal, and this is the incident. This just completely baffles me. Both feet are up at the exact same height. Both players have gone in with studs. The only difference is one player's connected with the ball and the other player hasn't connected with the ball. So I know what the referee's blowing for, by the way. I have a feeling, because these referees are awful. Most referees at this standard have never really actually played the game at all. You've got to understand that. And if you've never played football, you can't really ref football. That should be a law. That should be like, I don't care what standard you've played at. I don't care if it's down your local Sunday league teams, but you must be playing football to be able to be a referee, because this referee doesn't understand the rules of the game, and this costs Nottingham Forest the game. So this is the incident. Everything else, because this is where the goal comes from. We'll talk about a couple other little parts here and there, but this decides the game. And when you've got a thing that decides the game, you better be right. If you're making a decision that's wrong here, well, you just cost someone the game. Now, if you're a Sunderland fan, you'll take it all day long. You go, yeah, it's a foul. But tell me, where's the foul? You tell me what the foul is. Because right here, he clears the ball. That's what he reckons the foul is. He stood on his foot. That is what the referee has given me a yellow card for. He's cleared the ball. Other player's going away. There's been no contact. The only contact is right there when he's touched his foot. If you're telling me that's a yellow card and it's a free kick, you're insane and you've never played football before. If you're a Sunderland fan, you go, no, of course it is, send him off. But you'll be lying to yourself. And that's one of the problems with football and football fans. They're not honest. So no one can take you seriously. You don't have any credibility. When you see that's not a foul and it's called as a foul and it's a yellow card and you go, yeah, you're lying. I know you're lying and you know you're lying. However, if it's your team that gets the free kick and scores the goal, you're going, yay. But we shouldn't be. We should be going, that referee is terrible and shouldn't be refereeing again in the Premier League because that isn't a foul. Look, it goes down, bump. He's not quite sure what's going on. And the ref comes along and gives me a yellow card. So we just saw a set moment ago. Where was that free kick taken? Oh, it was a little bit deeper. It's about there. Where did it end up? Oh, yeah, it's about there. This time, though, the Black Cats have a little, one extra player more at the back on that back post run there. And Forest aren't aware of it. Like, the fact this just happened a minute ago and now it's happening again and you aren't defending it, to me, is nuts. Absolute nuts. And it comes down to... well, a couple of reasons. First of all, you don't need a wall there. Get away. You don't need a wall. There's a huge thing about this in the football circles where people have walls. You don't need a wall from there. Shoot from there. The keeper's going to save it. The keeper... Oh, right. The wall is set up to defend this post here, right? That's what this wall's set up to do. The keeper's here anyway. So why have you got a wall? Get these two players back and defend people. Have the keeper stood where he is. Have more people on the back post. Right, so... think about this. The wall defends one post, which is here. The keeper defends the other, which is here, right? Well, the keeper's over here defending where the wall is. So first off, this setup is completely wrong. You don't need this. Get rid of them. But we always have walls for free kicks, Cash. What we like to have a wall for is to make sure our goalkeeper can't see the football until the last second. So they get to strike it around our wall, and then he gets to just see if he can save it or not. Because then he only... just get rid of it. It's too far away. It's not necessary. Move away. If you're scoring from there against there, congratulations, great goal. Because do you know how many free kicks people will score from there? Like, no, not against the keeper. Not going to happen. Let him go. Let the keeper defend that. Get some players back here on this back stick, because this is where you know the problem is going to be, because this is exactly what they did a minute ago. Now, the reason this run works, okay, this guy's unmarked. There's 1, 2 players here, and they're marking. So you got Chris Wadinho, I think it is, marking one Sunderland player, and somebody else, I don't know who the other one is, marking another Sunderland player, and you've got somebody coming in from the blind side making a run. Now, here's the other thing. He's already in motion. Look at his body shape already. His legs are already in motion. He's already running before this ball's played, right? But he's not offside. He started a couple of yards back, so we can get a run on everyone. So as we move this, watch this. Boom. Look how much space he's already got in a point of a second, because he started his run too late. Early, so he could get that jump on everyone. You've got a Forest player here and a Forest player here, but they've got no hope. They're not marking, because the players they're marking, one's now peeled off inside and one's kind of sort of holding them up a little bit, maybe a bit of fouly, but it's part of football. Get over it. As the ball's coming in. So there wasn't enough players on the Forest point of view to actually cover the 3 players on the back stick when you know the ball was going. But don't worry, you've got a wall here for no reason whatsoever. Now, it's just a case of, can you hit the target? And not only that, remember, even though the wall is defending this post over here where the keeper is, oh, don't worry, we're not defending here. This is the only point that I need to hit now with my little strikey strike. Can I get it off? Bump, in it goes to the net box. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They set themselves, like they told you what they were doing minutes before. You didn't read what they were doing. You didn't listen to them. And then they punished you for it. Yeah, did the ref help? Of course he did. You can defend that easier. You put yourself in a situation that you don't need to be in, because they've already shown you what they were doing a minute ago when you almost gave the penalty away and he struck over the bar. But yeah, that isn't acceptable. Mind you, you got to give the Sunderland player absolute mad credit, because like if you're drawing a line and yeah, that's dead straight, I'm sure it is. No, it's not. That one there, that one that's dead straight. His offside run is absolutely perfect. He has timed that to perfection. You've got to give credit where credit's due. Starting a little bit deeper and running through, absolutely brilliant. But I'm telling you right now, this is the problem I have with these offsides. If you can tell me that guy's touched the ball from this angle, he's actually touched it. Because remember, he's got to touch it, and then he's not offside. But how do you know he's touched it yet? All of this, instant replay stuff is absolute nonsense unless you've got a camera angle that's straight down at the football, straight down there, showing me that the millisecond that he's touched the ball, and I can add that to the millisecond of that line across there. Otherwise, this is all just smoke and mirrors and entertainment for the idiots to go, look, he's not offside, he is offside. Absolute, utter nonsense. But there we go. Just want to show you how much separation he got there, though. Look at that extra space. Now everyone's going to go, oh, but Chris Wadino should have been marking. He was marking his player here, but he didn't move. So now he went to go track the extra player that nobody else was marking on the blind side. Yeah, and that goes down to roles and responsibilities again on the coach. Depends on how you're playing. Are you playing zone or a mix of man-to-man and zone? Is everyone marked up in the box? How are you dealing with that? That comes down to you have to know what the coach is telling his players so you can actually tell people what they're doing right and wrong instead of speculating. But I would have had another player back there because I would have already seen it from the last free kick. But let's move it on. I want to show you this, right? Because this goes back to a lot of what I was talking about with Forest during the week and their Europa League game. This ball, right now, after he's taken a touch, needs to be fizzed across there to that front post. That's where he needs to go. I don't know why this kiddie here, who plays right back, has this obsession with thinking he's Trent Alexander-Arnold and smashing 75-yard balls over the other side of the field, hoping that someone's going to bring it down and score a worldie back, when all he has to do is put it into that space there. Why are we saying put it into that space there? Right, because you can see your striker right now is on the run. Okay? He is on the run, in behind. That's where the ball needs to go. You can see Sunderland have given you that pocket of space. There's no one else that can really track. Yeah, you've got a defender there. But remember, the man in motion is quicker than the man that's already stood still. Watch what happens as we move this forward. You see, boom, that ball needed to go in there. But no, we've smashed it high and wide up into the air. And now it lands over here. Right, but what's the problem with over here, Cash? Well, we've got two players that can instantly come and pressure you so you can't get your shot off instead of running in and trying to get a tap in. By the way, remember, they're all running towards their own goal. They might have scored an own goal. You don't know what might have happened. Corner, something or else, because you put it into the space for someone to attack it. Not whacked it all over everyone. Whee! Have him make a touch, have him to control a ball, and then see what he can do. And here's the problem. By the time he receives the ball, he's got one player around him. Two, look, Sunderland have got their shape back. They're all ready. You can't cross it. We've got your two men marked here. We've got our players done. Sunderland are back doing a good job. The only outlet they've really got is here, or be useless and smash it at the goal, hoping you're going to beat one, two players, and a goalkeeper. Let's see what happens. Let's smash it at the goalkeeper. Nothing happens whatsoever, and it goes past. Manages to miss every single player and everybody all together. Instead of just dropping it to the top of the 18-yard box, recycling the ball exactly like they were doing in the Europa League in the week. Yeah. Last little clip and then we'll call it a day. But here's Sunderland trying to bring the ball out. Remember what I said earlier, Sunderland. If you're in trouble, just clear the ball. Because sometimes you're going to lose it. And you're lucky that you didn't actually end up conceding a goal from this. And I'll show you why Nottingham Forest don't score from here. Boom. Nicked it. Bang. That needs to be a shot straight away. It's not. It's a touch, roll, and a shot. Remember the speed of play. Pat, pat. It's not quick enough. So when it goes through, we're looking at it. It goes pat, pat. It's too long. Do we see that? It's a whole second too long. Now, after this point, that's fine. You've taken your shot, hopefully catching them unawares, and you're going to catch them, but you didn't. Sunderland do a great job of getting two bodies in front of the goalkeeper and defending well. Now, when the ball comes back to you, don't waste it. So after the shot deflection comes back, Nottingham Forest have the ball bump. But look how fast Sunderland are getting their players back in and around again, doing a great job. Man marking in the box here, giving them very little opportunities. About the only out ball you've got really is out here. Boom, get it out, get away from the danger. This is a load of people. This is no people. Play it to the no people, just like you normally do. Rotate the ball back around instead of trying to kick it against a brick wall, hoping that something magical will happen. And doof, nothing happens. Keeper gets it this time, and you've wasted your opportunity. Don't know why you think you're beating the keeper from there. You can, if it's quick. What does that mean, quick? Someone's taken a shot at that post, and the keeper didn't block it, the defender did. So the keeper knows that the shot's coming in on that side, right? So when you take that next shot, he's already there waiting. What I mean by quick, it's come from one side and then it's down the other. Quick, bump, off. He hasn't had to move. It's just easy for him. Keeper does well. Well, it's easy, but yeah, for his level, it's easy. Put it that way. and Forest lose an opportunity to get a point or get anything away from a game against Sunderland, who I think will stay up. Well, I hope they stay up. Well, a couple of the Championship teams I hope stay up, because that really annoys a lot of the people in the Premier League. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.